What's up? Gabe Pluguez here. I'm the founder of Default Kings. We've helped over 350 guys lose an average of 30.1 pounds. And if you want to lose 10% of your body weight in the next 12 weeks, then you can go to defaultkings.com and we'll talk to you about how you can use our default actions framework to lose 10% of your body weight in the next 12 weeks guaranteed, and how if you gain a single pound back, we'll refund you in full. Let's get into building this at-home workout program from scratch using dumbbells and a bench only. Now, if you are somebody who is number one, female, or you are just like a gym bro, then this isn't going to be for you. Okay. I'm building this program specifically for men between like 30-ish and 50-ish years old who want to lose fat while building muscle and achieve permanent fat loss, who want functional strength and a healthy lifestyle. So that if that's you, then this is going to be great. It's going to be built around that schedule. Okay. And again, this is a program on if you only have dumbbells and a bench, like in your home gym, you don't have a ton of space, you don't have a ton of time, and you're probably looking for an efficient way to build muscle while you lose fat so that you can achieve permanent health, permanent fat loss, live a better lifestyle, be able to chase around your kids, right? Be able to protect your loved ones, your wife. So let's get into this. Right here, the first thing you need to do for any workout program is actually just assess your goals. Okay, I'm going to link this document in the description somewhere in this video just so that you can have a lot more context on how to actually assess your goals accurately. Because of training specificity, if your program doesn't reflect your goals, it won't work. You can't just be throwing shit at a wall hoping that it sticks. That's what, when you hear guys who like work out for 10 years straight all the time, but they don't even look like they work out, that's what they're doing. Okay. Example of training specificity is if you want to build a muscular chest, it's not going to happen by running 1 mile a day. Or if you want to improve your cardio, it's not going to happen by doing bicep curls. Do you kind of see what I'm getting at here when I talk about training specificity? So read this document if you need some more context there, but let's assume that your goals are to look better. Okay. Lose fat while gaining muscle, which is called body recomposition, and gaining functional strength. So that, again, you're more capable, that your body is an example of your discipline and drive to your loved ones, to the people that you're called to serve, to the people that you're called to lead. And so that you have a higher quality of life, right? You're able to run around on the pickleball courts, go on hikes with your family, participate in activities, and you're not just like plopped on a couch, too tired to do anything with the people you love. Second thing is you want to assess your equipment access. Okay, there's different scenarios. Again, read the document for context, but you want to basically identify like, what do I have access to? And then how much space do I have, right? We're assuming here that you don't have a ton of space. And again, you're only working with dumbbells and a workout bench, which is pretty common for a lot of guys inside our coaching program, Default Kings. Third thing you want to do is your schedule creation. It's really important to start with the lowest hanging fruit for you so you can do this consistently. Consistency is more important than the nuts and bolts of the actual workout program, because if you're not consistent, even the best designed workout program won't work. You need to have the default action of working out consistently. 99% of the guys inside Default Kings work out between 3 and 5 days a week. And I recommend, if you're working out irregularly right now, let's say maybe you work out a few times a month or a few times a week, but it's not consistent. It's off and on. Or there's seasons where you work out consistently, then you fall off and you're not working out. Then you get back on the wagon and fall off and get back and fall off. Then I recommend working out, again, between 3 and 5 days a week. And most guys can handle 4 consistently, 4 days a week consistently, assuming your workouts aren't, 2+ hours. That is where things get crazy. But these workouts are going to be designed to be like 45-ish minutes. So 4 days a week. And let's make your schedule Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That works well, and it gives your muscles enough frequency for them to actually grow and develop, and for you to actually see your body changing shape in the mirror instead of just lifting weights, hoping that something's working. And if the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday doesn't work, then I recommend Saturday and Sunday, and then any 2 days during the week. Okay. Again, some more context here on if you should work out in the morning, midday, or evening. Just make sure you put this schedule in your calendar, because if you don't have that pen to paper commitment, it's so much easier psychologically for you to not even do the workouts that I'm about to show you how to build on your own. Okay, so put this in your calendar once you decide your schedule. And this is where we're really going to start getting into the actual workout creation. Okay. Let's create the workout split. To do this, I'm literally going to go into our Default Kings private training app here. This is the system that I use to coach all my clients, all the 350 plus guys who've lost that that average of 30.1 pounds across the board. So I'm going to open up one of our guys here. We got Bob, Carlos, Charles, Chris. All those guys are in their 40s. Cole's in his 20s. Corey's in his 30s. But let's go into Charles, his program. This is like my coach's view. It's going to look crazy complex because I need to see every single thing he's doing, from his step count to his calorie burn to his body fat percentage to his body weight, of course, his calorie intake, his resting heart rate, and making sure that I have all of the actual data to make sure he's progressing towards his goals. And I see here that yesterday he completed his pull workout. He did his movement prep. He did his push workout. He got a run in 2 hours ago, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm able to see his body weight here too. So if we go to his actual progress, let's go to his body weight. He has lost from 211 down to 176, 211 to 176. What does that put him at? 211 down to 1. That means he's lost 35 pounds. So yeah, this is Charles, and he already has a workout program that he's currently doing. But I'm gonna like build one from scratch. I'm not gonna assign it to him right now because he's already doing one. But this will be like a hypothetical workout program. We're just using Charles's profile. Charles, you rock, by the way. Thanks for letting me do this. So let's just call this at home bench only. This is for YouTube video. And we're just hypothetically going to schedule this for, we'll just do a month hypothetically. Most of our guys do 12 weeks or more because the Kingmaker program is 12 weeks. We guarantee they lose 10% of their body weight in 12 weeks while building muscle. So let's just make this for a month. I'll just start October. So this doesn't mess with his current. We'll just go a little bit further out so it doesn't mess with his current system. So, okay, here we go. At home dumbbell bench. Awesome. So the workout split for him 4 days a week is going to be push day, pull day, lower day, and upper day. Push is chest, shoulders, triceps. Pull is back, biceps, rear, delts. Lower is your entire lower body, quads, glutes, hamstrings, calves. And then upper is chest, back, shoulders, and arms. So first day is going to be push, chest, shoulders, triceps. We're going to make this a regular workout. And we will start going through the exercises here. Yeah, let's get into push day first. So his first push day exercise, we want to train the chest, shoulders, and triceps. And we don't want to be redundant here. More in the document explaining what that means. We don't want to waste any time. We don't want to do something we don't need to do. We don't want to do something that's not going to lead to the most muscle growth per unit of time investment. We want the highest ROI out of every single second that he's putting into this workout, right? So that's what I mean by not being redundant. And we're also going to do supersets, which means training 2 different muscle groups back and forth with no rest in between. You don't want to train the same muscle group back and forth with no rest in between because it hurts your performance. Your performance is what is an assessment of the mechanical tension on the muscle, and the mechanical tension on the muscle, how heavy you're able to lift for how many reps, is what causes your body to change. There is no extra credit for resting 20 seconds or 30 seconds between sets. There's no extra credit for running a muscle into a ground with no rest. So when we do our supersets, we train different muscle groups. Okay. We don't superset the same muscle group. But let's get into it. Sorry, a little bit of a rant there. What do we have here? So his push day, the first thing we're going to do is a dumbbell incline bench press. And what that looks like is this dumbbell incline. Where are we at here? Cool. So that's going to look like this. Then the next exercise we're going to do for him is going to be a dumbbell incline skull crusher supersetted with a leaned forward dumbbell lateral raise. So incline skull. There we go. And lean forward. And I'll show you what these all look like at the end. I'll just do a quick run through of the actual workout. And then we're going to superset these. Okay, so that means we're doing them back to back with no rest in between. And then the next thing on his push day will be a dumbbell chest fly with a banded tricep push down. So what that looks like is this. And then here we go. Cool, super center. Awesome push day. And then for sets and rest and rep ranges, I know this is a question that I get really, really often. How many sets do I do? How many reps do I do? How much rest time do I take? In general, we give guys between like 2 to 3 sets of each exercise, depending on how much equipment they have. The more limited equipment, literally you can view that as, and this doesn't mean you're not going to progress, but you can view that as less tools in the toolbox, less opportunities for you to change the shape of your body. So I like to go at least 3 sets when there's limited equipment, just so that you're getting more work in per the equipment that you have. And then in terms of rest times, every rest time for every exercise is going to be somewhere between 1.5 minutes and 3 minutes. Not because it has to be exactly in that time range, but because that time range is what we've seen allows guys with most exercises to fully recover between sets. You need to be fully recovered between sets so that you can perform well in every set. Okay, resting sub 1:30, it's going to make it that so that when you enter the next set, you're still fatigued, you're still tired, and your muscle can't perform. Remember, there's no extra credit for resting 20 or 30 seconds between sets. That's absolutely terrible for changing the shape of your body. That might be good for cardio, but it's terrible for changing the shape of your body. It's terrible for building muscle while you lose fat. So 1.5 to 3 minutes between sets. The bigger, more fatiguing exercises, like if it's a heavier exercise, you want to move closer to 3 minutes. Smaller exercises, closer to 1.5 minutes is fine. I'm drinking my LMNT water here for hydration before training today. But 1.5 to 3 minutes between sets, 3 sets for every exercise. And then our rep range is between 6 and 15 or 8 and 15 reps. Heavier exercises where you're more stable, you can go heavier. So we're doing between 6 and 15. And then lighter exercises where you're less stable, we're going to go between 8 and 15. This rep range means that since we're training to failure, RIR 0, which means you're not leaving a single rep in the tank at any set, you're not pyramiding up, you're not warming up and doing one heavy set at the end. Every set you do, all 3 sets are going to be all out to failure, because that's the most efficient way to build muscle. There's no point in doing a set if it's not going to be all out, because you are literally taking the time and going through the repetitions and fatiguing your body without getting the most muscle growth out of the set, because you're not training as intensely as you could. So you're sitting there wasting minutes where you could have just gone hard, gone all out in the set, and gotten more muscle growth out of the time that you put in. Okay, so RIR 0, everything. 0 reps left in the tank. That's what I mean by RIR 0. So what that means is you're going to pick a weight that's heavy enough that you land between this rep range, between 6 and 15 reps. So if you pick up a weight and you train to failure, RIR 0, and you hit 2 reps, right? That means your weight was too heavy. If you pick a weight and you train to RIR 0, failure, and you get 28 reps, that means the weight was too light. Okay, so you want to pick a weight that's going to land you somewhere in between that rep range. And if you're doing a set, let's say you pick up a weight, and you start training and you're trying to go to failure and you get to rep 15, don't stop at rep 15. You just pick the wrong weight, that's fine, but just keep going. Go to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever it may be. Just go to failure. Going to failure is more important than landing in this rep range, but you want to try to land in this rep range. Yeah, like if you pick a weight that you think is going to be at least 6, but you only get 5, that's okay. Intensity is more important than the rep range, but you want to try to land in the rep range. Yeah. Anyway, let's put this into his program right now. So we're doing 3 sets. This is between 6 and 15 reps. I'm going to recommend at least a 2-minute rest for this. It's somewhat of a heavy exercise. This was 8 to 15, 8 to 15, and do no rest here because it should give him, at least 90-ish seconds between exercises. And then from a coaching standpoint, I would directly communicate with the person like, hey, make sure, even though this literally says none, if you need a little bit more rest between the superset, take it because performance is what matters, right? And then here, we're going to do none as well. And this is also 8 to 15. And then this is also 8 to 15. Okay. So boom, push day, chest, shoulders, triceps. Here we go. So that workout is created. This is what that first push workout is going to look like. Okay. It is chest, shoulders, and triceps push day. And the first exercise you're doing is 3 sets of dumbbell incline press. Okay. Between 6 and 15 reps. Okay. This is where, you set up that bench, and it doesn't have to be like the exact notch doesn't matter much. What matters more is that it's about 45-ish degrees. And you just want to make sure you know what notch you put it at. If your bench has like 90 different notches, because if you change the notch, then you're changing the angle, which changes the line of force on the muscles, which changes how the muscles perform. There's some Zach Bryan popping up in my suggested. Shout out all my Zach Bryan lovers. But you want to make sure you just keep the angle consistent. You know what notch it's in every single time that you train. Yeah, dumbbell incline bench press. Get the dumbbells up to your shoulders. Keep your chest in front of your shoulders the entire time. Don't cave in. And then keep your elbows slightly tucked and press up. Cool. The next one is that dumbbell incline skull crusher. Why is this blurry? Here we go. This one's simple too. You can use the same angle of the bench. I like an incline here because when the bench is flat for skull crusher, your upper arm gets further behind your body and it's super extended. And that really extended position is somewhat unstable for a lot of guys, especially if you're a former athlete. And it can cause injuries. So when you have an incline bench for your skull crushers, your upper arm bone, if you can literally see the angle, it's just further in front of your body and it's more stable. Okay, so you press those lighter weights up and you just keep your elbow in the same spot while you let it bend. Important part is keeping this in the same spot. You don't want it to swing around. Just let your elbows bend and then straighten your elbows. That's it. Big mistake guys make is they'll go like this. Just lock in, elbow in the same spot. The only thing that should be moving is your elbow bending. Lean forward dumbbell ladder raise is this. This is a video demonstration within a video demonstration. But you're going to get a bench, set it up to right below 90 degrees. Sorry for the distraction. My cats are like making love over there. They're having a good time. Man, they're cute. You set up a bench 1 notch below 90. So it's not straight up. It's like the first lean. It's very high. And you just keep your chest against it and do a dumbbell side raise, which is when you grab dumbbells and raise them out just to the side of your body. I like this because it prevents you from cheating. You know that when you're touching the chest pad, if your chest comes off of the bench, you were cheating. You're used momentum and you're going to get less out of every rep. And when it comes to training, especially when you're low on time, you need to get the most out of every single rep, which means your form has to be perfect. So this keeps your form perfect because when you keep your chest glued, you know you're not using momentum. There, that's what that looks like. The next thing we have is the dumbbell chest fly. This is a super classic old school exercise that works really, really well. The one note that I want to give you guys for the chest fly is for your shoulder health. I don't want you to be ripping shoulders off your body. So make sure that when you get down to the bottom of the chest fly, your elbows stay bent. A lot of guys will just let their elbows kind of yoink like this with a straight arm. Way too much stress on the chest. It's better to let your elbows bend so that you're in a little bit of a more stable position, and then keep your chest proud and you're basically just smashing your armpit closed. That's the idea. While you keep your chest proud. Just smash your armpit closed. Elbows slightly bent at the bottom. And then with the banded tricep pushdown, it's very simple. Find some kind of anchor with your bands. You can use loop workout bands. You can use one with handles. It doesn't matter. Always remember that the tool doesn't matter as much as just the movement pattern. Like, it's okay if you have the bands with handles. It doesn't matter. And then you want to get your elbows by side of your body. My triceps look kind of huge in this. And then you just want to keep your upper arm bone in the same place while you straighten your elbow. Again, don't swing around. You don't want momentum. The elbow actually stays in the same exact spot. It just bends and straightens. That's the idea, right? And then, of course, straighten it to a full lockout. So boom, totally extended. Don't cheat here. Awesome. That is push day. Let's get into the second workout day, which is going to be pull, back biceps, and rear delts. Okay. So pull day, back biceps, rear delts, start building. And let's see here. For back biceps and rear delts, we're going to do a nipple line incline bench dumbbell row. If you're not in Default Kings right now and you're like, what the hell is a nipple line incline bench dumbbell row? It's one of the most popular exercises in Default Kings. 90+% of the guys do this at some point in time because it's so effective. And what that looks like is this. Boom. Here. And we're going to do 3 sets of that. And we are going to do 6 to 15 reps. The next thing we're going to do is a banded lat pull down, superset with a dumbbell preacher curl. So what that looks like is this, banded lat. By the way, at any point during this video, if you just want to screenshot the program, I'm going to show the entire thing at the end. So just kind of scroll through. Where are we at here? There we go. Boom. Preacher. Bang. It's going to be 8 to 15, 8 to 15. Boom. No rest. Superset. Then you can rest if you feel like you need more between these supersets. And then we have a dumbbell hammer curl with a banded face pull. Hammer. Where's my hammer at? Here we go. Banded face. Boom. Superset. 3 sets. These are going to be 8 to 15 on each. Cool, no rest. So yeah, that is pull day, back and biceps. Let's go through it right here. Cool, pull it. You can see here that the estimated time for this workout is literally 19 minutes. That's how efficient these things are. When you're first going through these programs, it's going to take you a little bit more than like the estimated time that this system estimates because you're learning the movements. You're trying to make sure you're doing everything right. Of course, you might be picking up some weights here, putting down some dumbbells there. So it's going to be a tiny bit more in the beginning, but you really get these down. They're going to be at that like 19-ish, 30-ish, 45-minute-ish on a longer workout time period. So this is what this looks like. Nipple line incline bench dumbbell row. Again, if you just want the program, screenshot to the end. I'm going through this so that you get the best results. You're going to set up an incline bench, super similar to what you did for your incline press. And the detail here is that you're not just sitting your butt down on the seat. Okay, you're scooting up to where your nipples are on the edge of that seat. That's literally why it's called nipple line, incline bench dumbbell row. And you're supporting yourself with your legs. And then you grab the dumbbells and you take a wide grip. So you don't tuck them by the side of your body as you row. You drive out wide and you squeeze your shoulder blades at the top. Okay, squeeze your shoulder blades at the top. If you guys have seen at some point my thread on how to build bigger traps on Twitter, you'll see this is the Nipple line incline bench dumbbell row right here. Okay. So this is what this looks like from a different angle. And this is what you want to do with your shoulder blades at the top. You want to pinch them together. Okay. That's you're going to get the most out of this. So you have that. The next thing you have is the banded lat pull down. Look at Joey. I love how this like freaking was included in the demonstration. But you'll see Joey, if you're like 5'2", like Joey, it's gonna be really hard for you to, reach up to a point where you can get it. Thank God Joey was able to make that happen. Really proud of him overcoming a struggle of being 5'2". Got him. And then you'll set up a band. If you're using a loop band like this, put your hands on the inside and then grab around the outside. Hands on the inside, grab around the outside. Obviously, if you have bands with handles, that doesn't apply. But you kneel down, not directly below it, somewhat behind it, and then you drive your elbows down and back. Drive your elbows down and back. Drive your elbows down and back. And keep your spine straight the entire time. Then we have a single arm preacher curl. So obviously, you're not going to have one of these beautiful, fancy, probably not, preacher benches in your home gym. But you can do the same thing literally with a workout bench. Okay. You do the same thing with a workout bench. You'll kind of stand up and support yourself, and you put the workout bench at an incline like this one back here, and you keep your elbow smashed into the bench while you curl up. Lower the weight very slowly too. Keep your elbow smashed into the bench. A big mistake I see a lot of guys making is they lift their elbow off of it, which defeats the purpose. The entire purpose of this is that you don't cheat, right? That's why the preacher bench is so nice. So keep your elbow smashed in the entire time. I literally actually think just smash my elbow in as I bend it when I'm doing these. Also, because every action has an equal and opposite reaction, Newton's third law, you're literally going to be able to produce a force into the dumbbell that's only equivalent to how much force you're producing into the opposite direction, into the pad. So smashing your elbow keeps you more braced, which literally makes your muscles stronger. Boom. Preacher curl. Supersetting these, right? Banded lat pull down into a preacher curl, into a banded lat pull down, into a preacher curl, and so on and so forth. Then we're going to hit dumbbell hammer curls. Important detail. Keep your arms pinned to the side of your body. Don't flare your elbows out. Flared elbows are what tend to cause a lot of elbow injuries because, coffee, hydration, and water. Because the elbow joint is actually a hinge joint, and it's only designed to move in one line of direction, like basically straight up and down vertical. So anytime you go elbow out, that causes torsion at the elbow joint, and that's where your elbows start to get crunchy, which you don't want. Keep your elbows by side of the body, and then you're just bending your elbow like a normal bicep curl, not swinging forward. And then pay attention to the angle of your wrist. So many guys miss out on all these big forearm gains right here because when they curl up, they let their wrist bend. Okay, the forearm is what's going to keep that wrist straight. That's how you get the meaty forearm Popeye look. So if you keep your wrist straight, you're going to get way, way more out of this. Keep your wrist straight the entire way through. Superset that with a banded face pull. This is for your rear delts, those juicy muscles on the back of your shoulder. Very simple. Set up your band somewhere around like head height. And then what you want to do, the idea is it's drive your elbows as far out to the side as you possibly can. That's the idea. Drive your elbows as far out to the side as you possibly can. Your elbows are not tucked in. They're very far out wide. That's the face pull. Awesome. That is pull day. Okay. So now we have lower body day. This is going to be crazy. Lower body. And we'll actually put in here hams, calves, and then glutes. Just a reminder of what's actually being trained. And the first thing we're going to do is a heels elevated goblet squat. Heels elevated goblet squat. And we're doing 3 sets of 6 to 15. Whoa, that's not what we're looking for. I'm going to recommend 3-minuter on this because the legs are particularly fatiguing. We're going to do a dumbbell Romanian deadlift. Hamstrings and glutes. 3, 6 to 15, 3 minutes as well. Legs are a huge muscle group. They're the largest muscle group we have in our body. The loads we use are going to be extremely heavy. And so I like longer rest on legs. Dumbbell walking lunge. It's not like something like your side delts where it's a tiny muscle group. Oh, that's not it. Hold up. Where is my lunge? Here we go. Here we're doing 8 to 15. Doesn't make sense to go ridiculously heavy on lunges. It's such an unstable exercise that you want to be using lighter loads that you can control. This doesn't mean go easy. It just means slightly lighter loads. And then dumbbell leg, single leg. Dumbbell, single leg calf raise. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. And this is actually going to be 8 to 20. Cool. So this is what we're looking at. On leg days, I'm usually hesitant to superset. It doesn't mean you can't, but I'm hesitant to superset because, again, legs are such a large muscle group and the exercises are going to be more tiring. Now, you can superset, but and it's okay. Like, that's fine if you really want to. But one of the reasons that I like to not generally have a ton of supersets on leg day, if any at all, is not because I am like some leg maximalist who thinks that people who don't have big legs suck. I do like training legs. I do have big legs, but I am a huge proponent of taking your leg training very, very seriously because every single ounce of muscle that you put on is going to be extra calories that you can consume while maintaining your body weight. That's why I'm a proponent of building big legs. And your legs are just such a great opportunity for you to put on more lean muscle tissue, okay? Especially in regards to something like diabetes, where literally what will prevent diabetes is lean muscle tissue, because muscle tissue is the most insulin sensitive tissue in the entire body. And so when you have more muscle, you're more insulin sensitive, which is the opposite of being insulin resistance. Insulin resistance, that is diabetes, insulin resistant. So I'm a huge proponent of taking your leg training very seriously, resting enough between sets, going extremely, extremely, extremely hard in your leg training, okay? Because I want you to develop large muscular legs. Think of your legs as the prime real estate where you can put on lean muscle mass. That's going to allow you to eat more food while you stay lean, and that's going to prevent you from having insulin resistance, diabetes, okay? That's why it's important. Also, going hard on legs, because it's hard, it's just going to develop your mindset in a way that something like just doing shoulders and arms can't. Shoulders and arms, if you do it well and you do it hard, it's going to be hard. You're going to see objective progress, which is going to develop your mindset. But it's really hard to match the intensity of good leg training. So that's why I'm not recommending supersets here. Again, you can, but understand how important it is to take your leg training seriously. And even if you're not going to be like the guy, which you're not going to be the guy who's like lifting up your legs and flexing your legs on Instagram, it's important to take your leg training seriously. So let's save that. And let's show you these exercises before we move on to the last workout. But heels elevated goblet squat. You can use a plate, but even if you don't have a plate, I've used like textbooks during the COVID times. You can use anything. Just put your heels up. Make sure you're stable and then squat down. You're going to hold the weight in front of your body right where my hands are, like that. The idea is to get very deep. Very deep. That's the idea. But like below the knees, ideally, while keeping your spine straight. The dumbbell Romanian deadlift is super simple. Pick up the dumbbells, hold them in front of you. Make sure they're not swinging far out in front of you. That makes it way less stable than it needs to be and causes injuries. And all you're thinking is shoot your butt back. Okay, you're not keeping your legs straight and you're not just bending down. you're shooting your butt back. Look where my butt starts. Not that you have to look at my butt or anything, but look where my butt starts. Right here. And then look how far back it travels. Boom. Oh my gosh, crazy. You're thinking pull your butt to the back wall while you keep your spine straight. That's how you get the most out of this for glutes and hamstrings. Okay. There's no extra credit for touching your toes, especially if you have to round your spine to do so. Butt back while you keep your spine straight. That's the idea. Dumbbell walking lunge. Look at 19 or 20-year-old Gabe. A skinny neck. Still had huge legs though. The idea that you want to make sure you're doing, you grab 2 dumbbells and you walk, right? Generally speaking. But you want to make sure that, as I'm showing there, your hip, knee, and foot are in the same exact straight line. Lots of people make the mistake of letting these things get out of alignment, like I demonstrate here. Okay. Low stability, cause for injury, cause for back injury, knee pain, hip pain, all the rest. So keep your legs in a straight line. Okay. Hip, knee, toe, same exact straight vertical line at all times. If you can't maintain this, you're going too heavy. Second thing is with your foot. You don't want your foot all willy-nilly. I see so many people keep their foot willy-nilly when they do this exercise. And your foot is a stabilizer in this exercise. So don't just have a lax foot. Getting all crazy. Plant your toe hard into the ground and keep it straight. Plant it hard into the ground. Okay. And then you also want to keep your spine straight up the entire time. So you don't want to lean too far forward when you do it. You want to keep a steady core the entire time. Cool. Dumbbell single leg calf raise. You want to find any elevated ledge. It doesn't matter. It could be like a step in your staircase. You grab one dumbbell and stabilize yourself with the other hand, but don't pull yourself up. That's where the cheating gets involved. Okay. And then the pro tip for calves is let your heel sink and don't just think up, but think drive your heel forward. That's you're going to get the best out of every single rep you do of calves. Let your heel sink and don't bounce out of the bottom, and then shove your heel forward as far as you possibly can. That's what's going to make the calf work the most. So it's not just up. You're definitely not bouncing. And then you're shoving your heel forward as far as you can. You can try that right now. Do some standing calf raises. And instead of just thinking up, think shove your heel forward. You'll feel your calf a lot more. And that is lower day. Boom. Amazing. Cool. So let's get into coffee now. Upper is going to be a combination essentially of chest, of push and pull. Okay, we're going to do chest, back, shoulders, and arms. All shoulders and all arms on upper day. And there's going to be 3 supersets, super intense and fun. And you'll get a full body pump, which looks amazing and feels good. But let's see here. Dumbbell incline bench press is going to be the first one. So again, it's going to be a pretty close replica of push and pull without redundancy. Chest, back, shoulders, arms. So we're going to do incline. And we're going to superset that with line rows. Recommend none, but again, take rest if you need it. And these are both 6:15. The way I'm able to memorize these rep ranges for specific exercises is because I'm making a decision based on the stability component of the exercise. Exercises that are more stable allow you to go heavier, safer. So I go with the lower rep range. Exercises that are less stable are less safe for you to go heavier in. So we go with higher rep ranges. Cool. Next thing we're going to do is dumbbell incline skull crushers supersetted with dumbbell hammer curls. Skull you'll probably be able to use like the same weights for both of these, probably, because your tricep and biceps are often similar in these exercises. None, but of course, if you need more rest, take it. That's fine. And then lean forward dumbbell ladder raise, superset with banded face pull. I'm going to give you guys some context about why these are scheduled the way that they're scheduled in a few seconds here. Oh, this is the wrong exercise. Oh. Superset. These are 8 to 15ers. Here. Whoops. And then recommending none, but of course, take the time if you need it. And save. Cool. So now we have our 4 workouts. Read this document if you want more context on why we are setting up the sets and reps the way we did, the orders the way we did. Really cool thing I want you guys to notice is that muscle groups generally need at least 48 hours between being trained for you to not overtrain them. If you overtrain a muscle group, it just won't grow. It doesn't matter if you're working hard. It literally just will not have a chance to adapt and grow. So you need at least 48 hours between training the same muscle group. So you can see here, the first one I created, which you would schedule first, is going to be your pull day, your push day, chest, shoulders, triceps. In between, the next time that you train those muscles, you're going to do pull day, back, biceps, rear delts. Then you'll do lower day third, and then upper day last. Push, pull, lower, upper. Push, pull, lower, upper. Push, pull, lower, upper. Every single muscle group has at least 48 hours in between being trained. If you do it sooner, you can work really, really hard. Congrats to you, but your muscles will not change, which is the entire point, right? We're trying to build lean muscle mass so that we can look better, feel better, have better metabolic health, and sustain fat loss, right? Awesome. The last thing I want to show you is a little bonus here, and that is workout finishers. This is one of the most enjoyed aspects of the training inside Default Kings, is that we do give people these workout finishers. These are basically like cherries on top of your workouts that allow you to get a crazy pump, get some more muscle growth, and challenge your mind. That's the important part. These are extremely difficult and very painful, but they're safe and effective. So you get an ROI while being able to test your mind and test your pain tolerance, which is really cool. By the way, if you ever work out with people, I love doing finishers with people because you get to push each other, you get to challenge each other, and you get to see, which one of you and your friends are a wuss or not, right? So workout finishers, the goal of a workout finisher, what they do is they help you achieve what's called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. I'm not going to explain that on a quantum physics level. All you need to know is that that is the potential for muscle growth because of the blood that fills the muscle cell. Potential for muscle growth, okay, because of the blood that fills the muscle cell. To achieve this, to get a pump, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, to fill the muscle with blood, you want to be doing a lot of repetitions because with every repetitions, more blood goes into a muscle. Literally, if I did this 1,000 times today with no weight, I would have a crazy pump. Okay, it's not the load that causes the pump. Nobody gets a pump after a 1 rep max deadlift. Okay, but we all would get pumps if we did 1,000 reps of just air bicep curls because it's the contraction that shoves fluid into the muscle. And then you want to do no rest with these and train with very high intensity. So train to failure with these. No rest, again, allows you to accumulate a ton of reps. You're using a lighter weight, 15 plus reps per set, and super high intensity. Very popular at home chest finisher for push day is going to be the VG 3-way chest finisher. I'm just going to put it in here. Edit. 3-way. We're just going to put it in there. And this one is fun. You can do it with 1 pair of dumbbells. You might need a switch, maybe, but you should be able to do it with 1. And what you do is you start with a dumbbell press, training more of the mid-range of motion of the chest. Then you move into a narrow grip dumbbell press, kind of shortening and squeezing the chest a little bit more. Then you move into a chest fly, lengthened position of the chest. This is very painful and fun. And if you want to see what this looks like, you can go on and go to like prehistoric Gabe Pluguez. On Instagram. And you'll find this archived. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah, this is a good time. But this is me doing it when I'm like, how old am I here? April 2020. So I got to be at least, I guess it must have been 21. Yeah, was I 21? Yeah, but anyway, fantastic finisher, extremely painful and fun. Doing this during the COVID times in the garage gym. Good times. I'm also going to add the tricep mountain to push day. I'll do one round of this. You can do more rounds if you want, if you're crazy. Mountain. Here we go. This one's fun too. You have to be shirtless in a gym in order for this to be effective. Just kidding. What you start with is an incline bench dumbbell kickback. So you lean forward, not quite at nipple line. Get your elbows to the side of your body. Keep them there and straighten them. No swinging around. That's the bad example. Let's see if I'm going to show the good example. There we go. That's the good example. You move directly into a incline skull crusher. We already went over this. Press up, elbows locked in, bend them and straighten them. Then you move into a close grip dumbbell bench press. So there I am actually doing it for real. It's very painful. And you move into this. You should be able to use the same exact weighted dumbbells. It's crazy. So we'll do that tricep 3 top. Fun. For pull day, let's see what we're going to do. For pull day, we're going to do the bicep pump revelation. This is a fun one. People love this in DK. Revelation. What that looks like is spider curl. So nipple line bench. Keep your elbows in the same spot. Bend them. Into a lean back bicep curl. You can keep the bench the same, maybe move it up a notch if you need to. Elbows behind the body, bend them, then straight into just a seated curl. You should be able to use the same weight with this. Again, it's extremely brutal and fun. The next one for back, the finisher for back, you have dumbbells only in a bench, is the back bomber. This is actually a 4 exercise finisher and it will torch you. Very underestimated. But what you do here is you start with a wide grip row into a elbows tucked row, which trains more of the lats, directly into a bench shrug, same dumbbells, directly into a back extension. You'll see what this looks like. which is literally just rounding and straightening your spine over this bench, the top of your spine. This will end most good men. Boom, back bomber. And then we'll do the lunge to squat finisher for lower. Excuse me. If you trained really hard, you should be able to do this one with no weight. That's how hard it is. But you're literally just going to do walking lunges into a heels up squat. Absolutely brutal. If you need a little bit of weight, grab a little bit of weight. But you might have already trained so hard that you don't need any weight whatsoever. But yeah, that's it, guys. So let's go over this actual program together. Maybe you skipped to the end, and right now you're just looking for the program, which is cool. Copy and paste it. That's fine. I don't care. If you want the best results, you definitely want to use the context in this video for the individualized approach, but you could copy and paste it. First thing is going to be push day. This is your first workout. I'm literally going to make my face smaller here and screenshot this. And I'm going to put this in the document. Let's pause this video so you don't have to watch me do that. Bang. So now these workouts are just screenshotted here into the document. And so if that's what you're looking for, the doc will be somewhere online. It'll be in the description of this video, on my Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all the things, TikTok, whatever it may be. But yeah, there it is, guys. Building an at-home workout program from scratch. 4 days, dumbbells and bench only. Day 1 is push day. Day 2 is pull day. Day 3 is lower, and day 4 is upper. By the way, if you want to lose 10% of your body weight in the next 12 weeks, then go to defaultkings.com or send me a DM on Twitter that says body. We'll tell you how you can use our default actions framework, which, if you remember, is exactly what Charles has used to get ripped and lose 35 pounds. Okay. Default actions framework. And we'll show you how that can help you lose 10% of your body weight in the next 12 weeks while changing your default actions so that you can keep the weight off for good. Defaultkings.com or DM me on Twitter. That's it. I love y'all.